How to stop pulling your tee shot. Oh, that is so annoying. Hello everyone, Coach Lockey here, PGA golf professional. Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, hello. A little reminder for you all, if you're enjoying the channel, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button, turn that bell on so you get notified of when I upload all my new videos. So what is a pull? A pull for a right-handed golfer is when the ball starts left of target and goes dead straight on the line that it sets off. Which means that your club path, if this is straight down my target line, this tall stick, okay, my club path of my driver is moving out to in. So starts to the right of this target and moves left, so it moves out to in. And the face of my driver is dead in line with my club path. Let's say that this club is moving 5 degrees out to in of my target. My club face is also 5 degrees closed to my target, which means it's straight to my club path. And that's what makes that ball start left of target, the club path moving out to in, and that face being dead in line with your club path. So they're both basically close to your target, the same amount. So how do we fix that? I've got a few checkpoints here for you. The main problem here is your path, not your club face, which is important to understand straight from the off. If you try to adjust your face, then you're going to start getting curvature, whereas you're hitting it pretty straight, just not starting it in the right direction. Tip number 1, super simple, check your ball position. Generally speaking, what I see when people pull their tee shots is that their ball position goes way too far forward. If your ball position goes way too far forward, your club is on an arc, so it will be coming into the golf ball from an in to out delivery. It will then go square to your target, and then as you carry on round to your follow through, that club's going to start moving out to in of your target line. So having that ball position will have a big effect on your club path. And if I go super extreme here, ball position way outside my front foot, and hit this shot, you'll see that I've hit a super good drive, but it's just gone straight left. And my path on that one was 6.5 out to in. If you want to hit a straight drive and your face to path is good and decent because you're hitting it dead straight, we need that path to be around 0. So let's move that ball position back now and let's see how much it changes it. Another good strike, another good drive. And my path on that one is 0.2 out to in, dead straight. Super simple. Tip number 1 to help you stop pulling your tee shots is ball position. Double check that you haven't got it too far forwards. Tip number 2, how your shoulders are working in the golf swing. First of all, you can check your setup is correct. Make sure that your shoulders aren't pointing way left of target. Ball position, tip number 1, will have an influence on that too. If I set myself up here and I start moving my ball position further and further forward, look what happens to my shoulders. They start to go more and more open. So there might be a direct correlation between those two. So double check your ball position first. Next is your shoulders. Really exaggerate it if you want, and see if you can get some balls starting to the right. Point those shoulders to the right of target. Not only at the start of your swing in the setup, but as you're swinging the club down. What I tend to see with people pulling their drives is when they start their downswing, they're so quick to want to spin, turn, get that rotation in their body that they get their shoulders turning really level and get them really open too quickly, making that club come over the top, swing to the left, moving that path and hitting those pulls. So check your setup first. Make sure that you're not really open with these shoulders. Once you know that your setup's correct, on your downswing, as you start your downswing, I want you to feel like your shoulders don't do anything. They kind of stall and your hips work first rather than the shoulder lunge over the top on that downswing. So feel like there's a little bit of a pause before these shoulders start to go on that downswing. Up to the top, little pause, and then your shoulders are going to start pointing to the right as you're coming down into impact. Let's see how my ball position being in the right spot, my shoulders being in the correct alignment at setup, and then an exaggerated feel of that turn on the way down, so not really doing anything for a little while, has an influence on that path. My club path now is 3.6 into out. Now I towed that one slightly, which is why it drew a little bit too much, but my club all of a sudden is now coming in to out, and if I've got good face to path, that would have started slightly right of target and stayed a smidge right. Completely the opposite to that out to in path, that face square to that path, and hitting those pulls to the left with your tee shots. And my third tip, get a golf club or a tour stick. I want you to put it down in front of you in line with your feet. As you start to swing through with your pulls, you'll start to see that that club points way too far to the left. I want you lining this club up with that tour stick on the floor or golf club, whichever you decide to put on the floor. That's really going to help you change that path. And having that visual aid on the floor really helps so many of my students stop that over the top movement, because they work out, right, to get here, I need to start swinging from this way. I'm not going to go over the top and round this way, where you get your pulls. I'm going to feel like I want to be more here. So set yourself up, ball position check, shoulders check. Number 3 is an in-swing thought to get this club lined up with the one on the floor. And when you do that, you'll start to change that path. Look at that, 0.4. To the right as well, so coming in to out. 0.4 is pretty much straight though. I've got a really quick tip as well for you. If you struggle with changing ball position, if you struggle with changing shoulder alignment and feels in the downswing, if you struggle with lining that club up with that tour stick or golf club on the floor, and you're struggling out on the golf course and just need to get back to the clubhouse to save embarrassment, the simplest thing you can do is just change your aim. If everything's going left, aim right. I know it sounds super simple, but it's a quick fix to help you get back to the clubhouse. And I know Bob and John, who you're playing with, are going to say, Matt, do you know where you're aiming? Yes, I do, Bob and John. Do you know where all my drives are going? Try to ignore them and work out how far right you need to aim depending on how much you're pulling your drives. So don't change any of your swing. Aim as far right as you need to and swing how you've been swinging. I slightly towed that one, which is where I've got my little bit of draw, but look at my path, 0.6 out to in instead of 6.5, I think it was earlier in the video. That's going to help me find target with that face control and strike and get you back to the clubhouse without any more disasters. 3 tips there to help you stop pulling your drives and pulling your shots on the golf course, and 1 quick fix to help you get back to that clubhouse if none of those are working for you and you're finding it hard to make them happen on the golf course. Take it to the range. Hopefully you'll be able to master them, and then take all those feels and thoughts out onto the golf course to help you hit longer and straighter drives, hit those irons closer to the pin, and lower your golf scores. I'd love to know which one helps the most with your golf swing. 0.1 with my putt, determined to get a 0.0. Let me know if any of those help, and again, if you are enjoying the content and finding it useful, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button, turn that bell on so you get notified of when I upload all my new videos so you don't miss any. Thanks all for watching, hope that helps. See you in the next one.